Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Ibrahim, and in today's video we're going to be going over the basic meaning and importance of Surah An-Nasr. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and say 6 points about Surah An-Nasr first of all. And so the first point about Surah An-Nasr is that this surah was revealed in Medina. And so it was revealed after the hijrah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and it was revealed when the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was in Medina. And that leads us to our second fact. So it only contains 3 ayahs, and it is one of the shortest surahs in the Quran, but it is not the shortest surah in the Quran. And it talks about the victory of Makkah from the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we're going to get into more detail about that in this video. And An-Nasr actually means the help, and it is the last surah that was to be complete revealed to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So it is the last complete surah that was to be revealed. And so now I'm going to go ahead to the basic recitation and translation of Surah An-Nasr. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح, when Allah's help and victory has arrived. وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا, and you see people entering Allah's religion in crowds. فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ تَوَّابًا, then glorify your Lord's praise and ask for His forgiveness. He is the one who forgives. So now we're going to go ahead and just quickly go over one more brief meaning of the ayahs. And so ayat 1, it says when Allah's help and victory has arrived. And so this ayat is talking about the conquest of Makkah. And so as we know, the Muslims had faced many difficulties in the early prophethood in Makkah, and Muslims were forced to leave Makkah. But this ayat actually gives the good news to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Muslims that the victory is going to be coming soon. And so the victory of Makkah happened without any bloodshed because of our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam forgave all the people of Quraysh who used to kind of torture Muslims in Makkah. This victory is a unique victory in the history of the world, right? And so I'm going to quickly go over the ayat 2. And the ayat 2 is talking, saying, and you see people entering Allah's religion in crowds. And so this is showing that before this, people used to accept Allah's religion as an individual, so person by person. So this person used to accept Islam, and then this person, like it was used to go in person to person. But now, now people accept religion in groups of thousands or millions, something like that. People accept Allah's religion in crowds, and not just as like a single person from a family accepts first and then the second person, not like that. And so now I'm going to quickly go over to ayah 3. So ayah 3, it says, then glorify your Lord's praise and ask for His forgiveness. And so this is actually saying this ayah explains us how we should respond to success, right? And so it is asking us to do 2 great things when success comes: praise or glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and seek His forgiveness. And so this is mentioned in the surah. So it says, فَسَبِّحْ, say subhanallah, bihamdi, say alhamdulillah, and wastaghfiru, say astaghfirullah. And so this is the last chapter, first of all, that was to be revealed to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And so by this time, Islam was the religion of the most of Arabia. And so it had been a long struggle, and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and the people were happy to be Muslims, right? And after the Prophet recited this chapter, he said, the people of the world are on one side, and me and our companions are on the other side. I'm going to quickly go ahead and talk about the death of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because this surah actually not only talks about the victory of Makkah, but it also talks about a secret message in the surah. And so there's a secret message in the surah that is to be said to the people of Mecca at that time. And so when the surah was revealed, one of the Sahabis or the companions started to cry, and then people were asking him, why are you crying? It is about the victory of Mecca. It's great. But then the Sahaba said that this surah has a hidden message about the death of the Prophet ﷺ, because this is the last complete surah that was to be revealed to the Prophet ﷺ. And so I'm going to quickly go ahead and tell you some points about what I actually learned from this specific surah. So the first thing I basically learned about in this surah is that the help of Allah will always actually arrive when victory will occur. And so this is basically telling us that you have to kind of pray in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for every single thing for victory to arrive. And so for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to also help you so that the victory arrives later. And the second thing I learned is that if we achieve a victory in our life, it's only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in return, glorify and praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for and seek His protection. And the third point is that when we seek istighfar, we are actually seeking protection. Without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's help, we cannot achieve anything in life. And when something good happens in our life, it's not actually because we are self-sufficient, but it is one of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's favors upon us. And the last point I want to say is that with every difficulty there is ease, and so there is a situation to get out of the problem, but you will have to be praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for it, and in return you will have to also glorify and praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His forgiveness. And that's basically pretty much it for the importance of Surah An-Nasr. And I'm gonna inshallah meet you with another surah and another important meaning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.